on?
We're live.
All right. Just don't say the F word.
Can we
Front
say
porch?
F word?
You can say F word. All right, guys. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Podcast. My name is Jason. I'm here with Benjamin.
Hey, how's it going?
Producer Ben tonight.
I'm multitasking.
And Amy.
Hey.
Amy
and-
is back.
Pelka, right?
Hola, privyet. Hello.
So we're a little giddy. They got here 2 minutes too, and so that's why we're...
Well, they're here on time.
Yeah?
We showed up.
You did.
We were the ones that showed up for the ones that didn't.
There
Who
you go.
didn't show up?
Shh. Work with me.
Okay. All right. So you know Ben and me, and Amy's been on before, but not Polka. But why don't you tell us your synopsis of your rideshare story? Full-time, part-time, anytime?
It's been part-time pretty much now.
Okay.
Rating 4.6 or 4.96.
Whoa. I was going to say 4.6.
Yeah, that's bad.
That one.
4.96.
Yeah. That would have been bad.
Yeah. I could prove it. So, yeah. Now what? What else would you like to know?
So you're doing full-time or you are doing part-time?
I'm really doing part-time.
Okay.
I haven't driven in the last couple days.
The mic's over here.
Okay.
Yeah, don't talk to me. Well, you can talk to me. but-
Okay.
Oh no! You're buying beers after. You didn't
Silence
put it, you
the
didn't.
phone.
You didn't put it. Oh, mine wasn't silenced either.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Jason.
it's my son.
Oh my goodness!
I'm
All right,
just
Polka.
writing
How
yes.
about you? Since she's using her phone.
Okay, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Do you have more to say?
No, I'm
Would
done.
you like to speak some more?
Just interrupt on her. That's
Okay.
totally fine.
I started in November of 2016, so almost 2 years.
Okay.
And I didn't even know what Uber was.
Okay.
And I didn't look at any YouTube video or anything. So when the first ride came, I was just had it on in my kitchen. Like I wasn't ready to go out.
Yeah.
My car, I don't even know if it was clean. I didn't even know what it was doing. And I didn't know how to even accept the ride. And then I'm like,
You eventually accepted it.
yeah. And first ride was the coach filled the Milwaukee Admirals. And I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Because back then you had to pop the navigation up.
Okay.
And like, I just didn't know what I was doing. But he was awesome. And then I went home.
Whoa.
and-
So your first ride was the coach.
Yeah.
Ben,
It
turn
was
your
such
volume
a-
down.
It was such a good story.
And Ben ruined it.
Sorry.
Now he's a red face.
And-
I was
gave me a-
sound checking. Thanks, George.
Andy gave me a $5 tip, and this is back when like almost nobody tipped. Like
Right.
they didn't think they had to or should or
So
whatever.
like now.
And now what? Well, no, I get tips now, but I think I always wanted it to be in the app,
Right.
like Lyft. And then when it was in the app, I didn't like that Uber suggested a certain amounts because I used to really get 20s quite often.
Yeah.
And, higher tips.
Oh, you mean you used to get 20 like cash from
Yeah.
Uber, and now it's like $5,
And then when they
$4.
put it in the app, they suggested $1, $2, $5, and that hurt me actually.
Yeah, that
And there
makes
was
sense.
very few people that every once in a while you'd run across someone that would say, "Do you have cash?" And I'd be like, "No." And then all I got is a 20, so I can't tip you. That didn't happen too often though. A lot of them will just give you the 20
Yeah.
or whatever. And
Yeah.
so, but
Okay.
yeah, I think I get less tips now. But when I get them, I get very good ones.
Yeah. So you run both platforms?
Yeah.
Which one do you like? I mean, come on, everyone asks that. I'm just going to ask it too.
I think just because you like what's familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like Lyft because they pay me more.
Yeah, they do pay me more when I do run it, but if it's like, it's surging a lot of times in Uber,
Yeah.
and it's just not in Lyft, and so then I'm running. But when Lyft is, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. So I do both, but I get real stressed out sometimes trying to figure out which one to accept though, because I have to I think I need to make a sheet that kind of says. Because I can't figure it out. You can't figure it out in 3 seconds.
Well,
But
yeah,
if
you got 15 seconds to figure out the math.
Yeah.
And I'll get an Excel 25% on Lyft, and then all of a sudden it's scaring me.
Yeah, it's loud.
and then all
Put
of
that
a
mic right up to your mouth there, girl.
And then I'll get like a 1.5 Excel, and you just think you got to process it so quick. And I'm not, you're trying to drive, and it's raining,
Right.
and you see a dog cross the street you don't want to hit, and all this stuff's happening, and you have no time. And I actually have canceled a 2.5 XL. I texted her for just a little ride on the other one.
no.
I went, oh my God, I just canceled the wrong one. So I've done that. I get too stressed when it's too much going on.
I run 2 devices. So I actually run Lyft on a tablet and Uber on my phone. That way it's not as complicated. So you can at least kind of, if they both come up at the same time, You can kind of make a decision. But I get paid 8% more on Lyft rides. So if they're relatively equal, I'm going to go with the Lyft. And so that's just.
Is it because of the car you drive?
No, it's because when Lyft came to Grand Rapids, I had signed up like a year before.
Oh.
And when they launched it, they're like, oh, for you believing in us and getting us here, we're going to offer you 20% instead of 25.
Oh, okay. Good.
So, yeah. But I'm at 28 with Uber.
Okay.
So, and you're at 20 with Uber?
I'm at 18.
No, you're not.
No,
such
I'm at the
thing.
lower grandfathered in rate.
Yeah, which is 20.
Yeah.
So, cool. And you do drive full time?
Well, I don't drive full time, but it is my full time job.
I don't have another job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably drive 25 in the winter, 25 to 30 hours a week.
Okay.
And in the summer, I set aside some for the summer because last summer I went into shock. I had no idea
How slow it would be.
I was in shock, and that was my only income. And
Right.
I was in shock. I was like crying. It was
Yeah.
bad. So this year I set aside money.
Good for you.
And so I wanted it. I didn't want to drive a whole bunch of miles with base pay. So I wanted it to meet my food needs.
Okay.
So my utilities were everything was taken care of, and except a couple things I still had to cover in late August that I was kind of panicky about. But
Okay.
I wanted it because you want the most for every mile. So I want to use those miles in the fall and winter, not. Yeah, I don't want to. I just did enough to try to eat to survive.
So you're saying in the summertime you would only work during like surge times? You wouldn't drive?
No, I never do just surge. I don't ever just do surges.
Well,
either,
I mean
but-
during the busy times.
No, I do it when I have a sitter. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
So.
And you drive an XL?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of car is it? Just
Old. It's a Dodge Caravan 2003.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, it gets the job done, right?
Yeah. I hope I can. I'm really trying to figure. I wish somebody would come up with a. I'm not talking about the Googling this. Somebody who's an Uber driver would really come up with some really good suggestions for us
what?
drivers, for cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Even reasonable years. I'm not talking 2018 because I will never buy a new car to Uber with ever.
Oh, no, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that would not make sense.
Just a reminder, Ben, fact check and stuff too. I got a piece of paper for you there. Did you want to say anything else, or are you still texting?
That was me. I just was telling your chin up. You could do that. No,
You could do it, Amy.
So yeah, obviously Ben and I were part-time drivers. So what about the last 2 weeks? I had a crazy weekend, not last weekend, but the weekend before. And so
With the park party.
with the park party.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll go first, and this is just what we do. We just kind of
Are you talking about the breakaway?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that was pretty great.
So yeah, my night was. I only worked till midnight on Friday, but Saturday night, I ended up getting a puker. I had a crazy casino run, and then the stabbing that happened that night, and I was right there when that happened.
I was too, but I didn't know that was what was happening. I didn't know what. I was right there on that corner, but I didn't know what was going on.
Part-time Ben over there.
Yeah.
One more time.
Yeah.
the gong
So
show.
I didn't know. So I rolled up, and a couple guys ran in front of my car, and actually one of them smacked my car because he thought I was going to hit him or something, and it happened right to my right. I was waiting for a passenger. I didn't know the actual stabbing was occurring, but it just looked like some guy was getting the crap beat out of him. And I'm like,
What happened in the end with that guy?
So 2 got stabbed, and in fact, I reviewed my footage, and there was a guy walking away with blood on the back of his shirt.
So crazy.
I did reach out to GRPD and told them I had it, and they never got back to me. So I still have the files if they want it, but I'm not exactly sure what happened with that.
I had just pulled up, and cops had just come in, so I missed. I guess I missed the stabbing by.
So when
minutes,
the cops pull in, I was just pulling out with my passengers. So I just got out of there before they kind of closed everything off.
right, I was coming up the street, and they were closing it right here.
Okay.
And so I turned. I was
right.
like, "Where do we go?" And
Right.
we turned.
So yeah, and then earlier in the night, I had a puker on the way to the bar. You've drank too much if you're puking on the way to the bar.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So I'm gonna give the scenario, and I want your opinion on it. So she's like, I got to puke, and of course, I didn't have my puke bags ready. I mean, they're in the
she
back.
said it even.
Yeah, and I was like, I wasn't prepared. It was 9:00 at night. Like, who's
my
puking on the way to the bar? So I'm like freaking out. I'm over by Big Boy and Pearl, so I end up pulling over, and she's puking out the side, and it just it didn't get any inside, but just covered my door. So I was like, I don't know if I should charge her or not, because I kind of feel, I mean, she got it out and everything, but then I realized like I had to go offline when it was crazy surgeon. I had to go find a car wash that was open, and then I had to find one that had took a card because I had no change, and so
Where did you end up going?
So there's a place on Plainfield and right by Breakaway.
Okay,
it's
right up the hill, kind of from the light.
Yeah, literally like right on that weird corner. Like if you went straight on Leonard, you could go right.
Okay.
Right on that corner, they take cards. Although the first one wouldn't work. I'm like swiping my card. I'm like, come on, man, I got to get this cleaned up. So I did report it, and they did give me $40. So
that's good.
do you think that's fair? I mean, I think it's fair on my end, but do you think I shouldn't have reported it or just washed it off and had a good day? You're not going to hurt my feelings if
no, I've had one puker, and I have almost 5,000 rides.
Wow.
And,
wow.
And that boy was a foreign exchange student who I think didn't really drink because he sounded very sober. I just think it was graduation night, and I think he might have had a couple too many, but I don't think he was drunk at all. And it was a very big car packed full going all the way back to campus. And probably 5 times I said, let's stop. I tried to pull over. And this American girl was patting him on the back going, he's fine. He knows how to handle his alcohol. He would never throw up. And I said, it's not about, it's your body that's reacting.
Right.
It's not about, and I stopped. And no, and he was hanging out the window the whole time. We even got on campus. We were half a mile from the drop-off point after 25 minutes. And she's whacking him in the back, and all of a sudden it came out. Well, I thought it just got my whole side of my car. It got the whole thing, too, the whole thing. And on the outside. And then but the problem is it went down to the window, too, and it was graduation night, just like it was breakaway night. You know, it's a night where we needed the money now, right?
That's where we make our money.
It's been a icky summer. Well, you know, it's a normal summer.
Yeah.
So now we're finally getting the kickoff for fall. And especially on a night when we should be able to you need to get out there and make money. You know, in 2 hours, this thing is going to end. And
so that was recent then.
And they didn't even give you, that was in May, graduation night.
Oh, so this year.
So just before the summer started.
Okay.
But you know, $40 wasn't even that much.
No.
They charged him $150.
Well, it was inside. It was inside your car, or not, just down the crack.
It went down the window.
Oh.
So, and like chunks.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? It was something to clean up. I couldn't go back out there because of the odor.
Hashtag chunks.
Yeah, I couldn't go out. And I probably could have really done well. I said I could have just done really well that night because I was doing very well.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah. And then that night I had a casino run. I picked these guys up from the woods. Not typical patrons of the woods. They're like 40-year-old, middle age, like my age. Like, I'm not going to the woods.
Right.
And ended up going down there from Detroit, and business owners, and they had a lot of money, and it was just
It went where? To Gun Lake?
Gun Lake.
So what did you say to them?
Why?
Did you take them on a base pay?
So it was an XL 150%.
Oh,
to the casino.
Fine. You did fine.
Yeah. So I go down there, and the one guy wants to go to the casino. The other guys are too drunk. They want to go home. He's like, I'm just going to make one more bet. And he goes, I'll give you $20 for waiting. He handed me.
Oh, you waited.
So he handed me a 20 right when we walked in.
You had a round trip at 150%?
No, it wasn't round. Because they were actually staying in Gun Lake, actually the lake.
Okay.
But he hands me a 20 right when he walks in. He's like, sorry but for these guys. So that always makes you nervous, right? You're like, oh boy. And they were fine. They were just dudes. And so we drive down there, and he goes, I'll give you another 20 if you wait for 5 minutes. Well, I knew it wasn't going to be 5 minutes. And he goes in there and he plays like $500, and he lost. He played on roulette. So I thought, well, for one, if he won, he was probably going to hand me $100 because he would have won 1,000. He said, but he did. He actually handed me that other 20, which I was surprised because I thought for sure he was bumming. You know what I mean? And then I took him home. So I made $90 on the ride and $40 cash. So
nice.
That's awesome. You did good.
But then it was a ride back.
So if that had been a base ride, what would you have done?
I would have done it. And
would you have just said nothing? Just that's it?
So are we talking about if we do long rides, asking for money up front? Is that what you're heading towards?
I'm just trying to I must just sound too direct. I think I sound too direct to people. Even with restaurants, I try so hard to handle it nicely. And I just had a lady say, you can't or you won't. Because I said, oh, I can't do it right now. It was 1:30 in the morning. And I mean.
And where were you going?
She gets in the car, and the first thing she says is Taco Bell. And I said, oh, I can't. I just don't do fast food. You
Yeah,
can't or you won't. And she got very aggressive, very angry.
Oh, man.
She said she said, this is my job. I need to do my job.
Yeah.
She said she was a server and she couldn't predict how much she made a night. And I said, well, Uber policy says we only have to stop for 3 minutes. Now you're starting to sound defensive.
Right.
You sound like, and I said, well, Uber policy says I really only have to stop for 3 minutes. That's a lie. I said, no, it's not. She said, you picked your job. You can do your job. I said, well, I didn't pick your job. Well, it just got, then escalated. I knew I was getting a 1 no matter what.
Right.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to fast food. Most of the drivers won't. And I know that riders are starting to get trained to understand that, because I just had some get in the car the other day. Oh, I'm so hungry. And the other girl goes, let's just order Uber Eats when we get home. So they didn't even mention it to me.
Yeah,
that's great.
This is what I'll say. Are we passing it? Well, look, if there's 2 cars in drive-through, I'll stop. Because that, most of the time, not always, but most of the time that's 5 minutes or less. And I wouldn't even mind 5 or 6 minutes, but I have been in Taco Bell line for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're
And I
horrible.
can't do it at 1:30. I can't. And I told her, we only get something like 8 or 10 cents a minute. I said, I can't even afford to sit there. I said, if I sat for 60 minutes making that, I would only make $5, not even $5, just sitting. And
typically I say if they want to do fast food, I say it's going to be $20 cash.
Up front.
Mm-hmm. And if they say no, I'm like, sorry.
Does it affect your rating when you do that?
I don't do it often. I kind of feel the group out. If I know that it's going to be a problem, I just don't even offer. I just say, sorry, I'm not going to do it. But in that case, when that lady was getting crazy with you, just cancel the ride. They can't rate you.
You can't anymore once you start it. And I didn't know we were going until after they got in the car and I flicked it. Then it said Taco Bell in there.
You can cancel it afterwards.
I tried.
Are you in?
There was nothing try. Tell me how to do it.
Are you in the new app or the old app?
I couldn't in the old app. This was in the old app.
Yeah, you can cancel
in the old app.
You can cancel a ride.
I just had to get in my car. I've only ever kicked out 4.
Yeah.
Two were groups.
Okay.
And I just did a week ago. Because it was just horrible. It was storming, and this girl was just screaming in my ear, and her boyfriend was on the phone with me, and he was the one that ordered the ride, and he was trying to tell me directions on how to get to him, and I never even started the ride because she had me so shook. And I drove to where he was telling me on the phone while she's yelling, just get out of here. These trees are going to fall on us. Finally, I said, you can stay. The mouth has to go.
Awesome.
I was just done.
Yeah.
I was done.
Man.
And she goes, I'm quiet. I said, the ride is done, because I have learned that no matter what they say, if they beg or plead and borrow whatever, you're already doomed rating-wise. And I've already, every night, you're asked to do favors. Every single night that you work. I don't care if you get 5 rides. Somebody asks you to do one extra thing.
Yeah.
And I so willingly do.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point now where once it's blown, once the ride is blown, get out. And I was done. And the guy's like, I've already had a bad day. I said, well, you know what? I'm having one now. And they got out and it was pouring. I didn't care. I don't care. I said, as they were getting out, you need to respect the drivers and the car. And I'm not a mean person, but every once in a while, you just reach that threshold where I'm not taking anymore.
Right.
I got adult kids I got to take this junk from. I'm not taking it from riders.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find a video on how to cancel, but I can't tell you how to do it, because I don't think I've ever done it during a ride.
What I did was I went around the corner and I didn't dare move, because I didn't want them to accuse me of, and I was texting
driving
her,
away.
Yeah. How do I cancel? How do I get out of this? I want to just not make them pay anything, even though I'd driven halfway.
Right.
That way nobody rates me and whatever. And she's like, I don't know. And all of a sudden, boom, they canceled.
Yeah.
So I was like, good, we're good. But they did get charged for the wait time. But
you can also end the ride and then go in there and say, don't charge rider after the ride. And then what I would do is don't charge rider, and then immediately email Uber and say, hey, it just didn't work out. I wasn't able to cancel it, but just don't charge them. But I don't want this to affect my rating.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty good about that, too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Amy, did you have any crazy stories?
I have a pretty cool story.
All right.
I picked up a gentleman in front of...
was he gentle?
Oh, boy. Here's the
Was he
puns.
really a man?
He had a great printer, Ben.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so he had one of these things all the way down. Right?
The
what?
Bitchin' beard.
Oh.
You weren't looking when she did it.
I sure wasn't.
Yeah, you're like, uh-oh, this just got weird.
Where's this headed? I don't want to know. Printerland, maybe.
I'm going to snort. Okay. So
Talk into your microphone.
down to here.
If
right?
you want to talk to me, turn it towards me.
And he just didn't look like he was from, Grand Rapids.
Right.
And I'm like, hi, and he came in. He's like, I have to go to Alpine and get some electronics or something. I said, okay. It was with that, what was it called? The park party?
Breakaway.
Breakaway.
So he gets in and I'm like, oh, so what do you do? He says, oh, my band and I just played at the place. And I'm like, really? Go, what's your name? He's like, Juice. And I'm like, oh, okay, Juice.
Oh, so this guy played at Breakaway?
Breakaway. And he was with.
Thanks for listening to the show, guys. We really appreciate it. We now have a Patreon account. It's patron.podbean.com/grrideshare. What that does is for a small monetary donation per month, you get a couple of extra perks. Level 1, $1 or more per month, you get early release to videos and podcasts and a thank you email. Level 2, $5 or more per month, handwritten note from us, digital shout out on the show, and a private closed Facebook group with us. And level 3, $10 more per month, live shout out on our podcast or YouTube video, your choice. Be on a podcast with us or a phone call from one of us. You can talk rideshare or anything else. What this does is helps us support the monetary responsibilities for hosting a podcast and doing videos and getting new equipment and etc. So if you'd like to support us on that and give us a hand and help us out, patron.podbean.com/grrideshare. That's patron.podbean.com/grrideshare. Thanks. Wow. Insert crickets.
Wait, hold on. It was.
Was it black guy, white guy?
Well, it was. He did hip hop.
Well, that's why I asked.
Go back to the message that you sent us.
Flatbush zombies.
Flash bodies zombies or something?
No.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Fact check time.
Flatbush zombies.
I'm going back to our thread.
So then I'm all excited, like, oh my god, Flatbush zombie juice, cool, because I didn't know who it
Flatbush
was.
zombies. You are correct.
Yeah, and I said,
don't hit play, Ben.
So we were talking. Oh my gosh! And then I listened, and they have this little video of all these stars, like Ice-T and everything, in their little video.
Oh, jeez.
And then I told the girls, I picked up girls right after that, and I said, I picked up some zombie guy or whatever.
Some zombie
Flatbush
guy.
zombies? Oh my God, where did he sit? I'm like, actually, he sat right where you did, and he actually did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is it? I'm like, wow, they were staying at Amway Grand Plaza, but you didn't hear it from me.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Did they change their route?
No, but they were crazy. They were going crazy. I'm like, who are these people? They're kind of good. I have to say, they're really pretty good. Yeah.
It's not my jam, but
it's not really mine either, but I liked them.
Yeah, I'm sure they're nice guys.
I picked one up from the airport. I can't figure out who he was. I didn't ask, but he was not very friendly at all. Like, it was an inconvenience for him to be in Grand Rapids playing a show.
Yeah, he was probably making $300.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I never got his name or anything, but I dropped him off at the Amway, which is where all the performers were staying.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
I know I got there and I'm like, well, he's going to have to go back and it's surging. I said, hey, I have to use the restroom. Why don't you meet me back? I parked the car. I left it unlocked, did my thing. He did his thing, waited a little bit longer and said, okay, now do the ride. And got him at a 2.4. But that
Did he tip?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah.
That would be the first thing I would look.
Yeah, I didn't look.
I'll tip you in the app.
Right.
Tip you in the app. I'm making a t-shirt that says,
That is a very good idea.
who's making noise?
Sorry.
But that breakaway festival,
pretty cool.
I've never had such a good weekend.
Yeah,
it was
everybody
incredible.
said that.
Like,
I
that
had
was
a
my
great
highest-
weekend, and I didn't take one person out of there.
Yeah, it was
So,
crazy.
It was just busy all weekend.
Yeah, it was on the same level as New Year's Eve, if not
Yeah.
busier, and Winter Beer Fest.
Yes.
We're talking like $500 people were making.
Yeah,
I was above that.
me too.
Not by a ton, but
Bragger.
It was
no,
crazy.
you brought it up. I wasn't
Right?
going to say anything. You're the bragger. All right, let's jump into ride.
$1.50.
What?
Just kidding.
What?
How much did I make?
We made over 3. I think I made 4. I think I stayed longer than you.
Yeah, I'm a
And then I went out a couple hours later. I think I was real close to 5, but I don't think I was quite there.
Yeah.
It was a good night.
It was a good
And
night.
I start much later than a lot of y'all, but I think that Friday I almost couldn't. Yeah, Saturday I didn't go out for a long time because when I drive, I think I drove like the whole 12 hours to Friday.
Oh, wow.
I started at like 2 right when it started, and so the next day, you know how you just feel like you
feel like speaking of zombies, you feel like a zombie.
You feel like you just traveled, like you have
Yes.
traveled. So the next day, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I just said to her, I can't go out till tonight. I think I went out at 11, and I still did really good, or 10, or 9, or
Well, when you're
9, 10,
when you're used to being up during the day, and then like I work during the day, and then Friday nights I go out from 9 to 3. Let's say I get to bed at 3. Then Saturday night I do the same thing. By Sunday, you're right. That is a good description. Like jet lag, you're just like
you're dragging.
Well, I mean this isn't about Uber, but I did the Amazon, and Amazon really wears me out. It's
Does
not
it?
I don't know what it is. I did an Amazon route yesterday, and after I do one, I just feel like I did 10 hours, and I don't know why, and I'm a physical person, and I'm not like, really out of shape. I don't know what it is. I think you're alone. And I never seem to get a route done on time. I always take about an hour more because they're always in a
Well, your body's always going like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, you're on dirt roads.
And it's more the alertness. Like when I worked in an office and you're constantly zooming in and, who's going to turn,
and
who's
you're
gonna
by
pull out.
yourself. Like it's so different. Like
I
said
love
to
that
Amy,
part.
I have fun. Well, no, I have fun Ubering. I feel like sometimes when everyone's in such a good mood, you feel like you just went out too. You know what I
No,
mean?
you got to be in the mood for it. And Ben and I have talked with
do.
Flex.
Oh, yeah.
We actually like it. And I haven't done it since it was $30 an hour or $30 an hour. But
Post whatever
I
it
loved it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You loved what? Which one?
Amazon Flex.
Oh yeah, I
You
like
did?
it
Because
but
I
you
like-
are alone. You are alone, and you could be alone 4
That's a
hours.
good thing.
Yeah, it's a nice break from passengers. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. But I can see
I
where
would
you're
like
coming
to
from.
take my buddy along or something.
You can.
I know, but she's not a morning person.
Oh.
Routes I take are 10 to 2 if I take one or 10
And like, what about dogs? Everyone's talking on that page that they're getting bit by dogs. I would freak.
Just
I'd be running to the car as fast as I can on my
Well,
gimpy old leg.
I don't like how far we have to go, and I
Yeah.
don't like that you end up on dirt roads, and I have to go slower on them. I don't want to ding my whole car up.
Yeah, no,
And
I do
then
too.
Sand Lake was like the worst though. Like half the stuff wasn't marked. I couldn't get connected.
You think it's bad now? You wait till there's a foot and a half
That's
of
what I
snow on the
told her.
ground.
I only do it once in a while and I won't do it for peanuts. I
Yeah,
do it when
if it's wintertime, I'm $30 an hour.
I still feel like I'm doing peanuts sometimes. Like when I do it, I'm like, this wasn't worth it. I could have done this Ubering and had fun. Sorry.
Well,
Right?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, it's more work. So if you're not making the bigger rates, it's not worth it. Because with Ubering, you can make $18 an hour, but sitting on your butt, having fun with
and
people.
you can stop. When you're done, you can
That's
stop.
true.
When you're done mentally and you look back and you still have 12 boxes back
Yeah,
there.
you're like,
Oh, boy.
Do I ever want to flex again? Let's go back to the warehouse or not? Nope, we better not.
Yeah,
All
go-
I know is every time except one, when you get done with Flex,
I'm
you're
angry.
like, "Oh my god, I hate this! I hate it!"
well,
Why
stop
did I do
doing
this?
it.
Well, I wait a week.
I
and then
tell her
say,
that, and she's like,
I-
"He's a glutton for punishment."
No, it's like
I said,
drinking.
well, I'm going to get it this time. I'm going to nail it. And then I told her last night, I go, you won't believe what I just did because I didn't dare tell her.
Yeah,
And then-
it's like drinking and throwing up. I'm never drinking again. 1 week later, I'm at the
yeah.
bar.
That's
Why wait a week
Amazon
and I say,
Flex.
I'm going to get it done on time this time, and I'm gonna be right on target. And then you get stuck in the warehouse behind some bimbo who's like sorting every single package.
All right, we
by
got
addresses.
we gotta keep moving here. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Bimbo. All right, we're going to go into rideshare in the news. This is actually local with Cindy. I'm sure y'all saw it, and we can get your opinion on that. Hopefully the video plays, but there's probably an ad.
I saw it. Yeah.
We'll play it as soon as the good Lord lets me, if it works. There's going to be an ad. I know it. Yep.
Loading ad.
You know, I preloaded these hoping that they would
Skip the ads.
skip the ads. Like I went through the ads and then paused them.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Dang.
Hey.
Caught on camera, an Uber driver still reeling from a rider's crude and sexual advances over the Labor Day weekend. It happened early Sunday morning on a ride from Grand Haven to the Ferrysburg area. 13 on your side. Lakeshore reporter Jaleesa Rosari has the exclusive story.
Yeah.
Cindy Chu tells me it was around 12:05 a.m. early Sunday morning that she picked up a man right here on Washington Avenue in Grand Haven. He got in the car and they started their Uber ride. What happened in the minutes that followed are some things Cindy says she'll never forget. Cindy Chute is back in the driver's seat after one traumatic night. All caught on her car dash camera.
We had a nice conversation. We were having fun. But looking back, realized that how it was all talked about sex.
Chute says the man talked a lot throughout the trip, but it was at the tail end of the ride.
He kept saying, turn here, no, stop, back up, turn around. So that was putting a alert in my mind right then.
Things escalated quickly.
Do you want somebody to...
No, I don't. He was asking for sexual favors from me, and I had told him I was married, which he didn't care about at all.
My
tendency
to marry
is just
her.
to be super nice to people when I'm uncomfortable. So in the video, it looks like there's no problem. Like I'm having a good time with this guy. I just wanted him out of my car.
The man eventually gets out of the car, and Chute is left terrified. She calls her husband.
I had a problem, Ryder.
Okay.
Also wouldn't get out of my car.
Come home right now.
Chute did alert Uber about the incident and filed a report with the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office, but she has chosen not to press charges.
Obviously, he's troubled and don't condemn what he did. We are not pressing charges, but we are praying for him.
She just wants all Uber and Lyft drivers to be alert. This could happen to them and to get a dash camera.
It was my saving grace.
In Grand Haven, Jaleesa Rosari, 13 on your side.
Go Cindy for having a dash cam.
Yeah. So first of all, have a dash cam. I mean, we recommend the Van True. Ben will probably post a link in there for that in the chat. But it's a great camera. It's $200. It's worth every penny. So what do you think about that? What's your opinion? Or
Did Uber ever see it? Because I've offered Uber sales video. I didn't give that to you because was personal stuff that he and I just didn't want that posted on the page. And
That's
it just
fair.
wasn't something because like what she said, it was going fine. And all of a sudden it wasn't. And when someone's sitting there, with $300 out at you, I've had people not get out of the car too. My very, very worst one just happened a couple months ago where the bartender put the guy in the car and he was doing this to my van seat. So I was moving and he was rocking right in between them. And then all of a sudden he's like, girl, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you. I was terrified. I had to drive all the way from downtown to Kentwood, but up 44th Street. I think it was Walnut Hills Apartments. And then when we got to the apartments and I realized the bartender never even put his address in. And so I said, what is your address? What is your address? I need to know your address. You just pick a house. We're going to go out and rob them. And I'm like,
whoa,
yeah. And then he climbed in the front
that's
seat.
crazy.
He climbed in the front seat and he was like 6 foot something. He knocked over my whole drink, would not get out of the car. I finally grabbed my keys and my phone, jumped out of the car and said, if you don't get out of my car, I'm calling 911. And then he got out of the car. And then I realized I was going up a dead end road and had to pass him again. And he stood right in the middle of the road, right in front of my headlights. So yeah, this is nothing new. Not getting out of the car, a little sexual talk. It's horrible.
Right.
It is really horrible. It's very real. I had a guy offer me two $100 bills to watch him masturbate on the way to the airport. He was not kidding.
How much?
He was too. Well, yeah. She said she would have taken it, but I don't know. I think I would have been in shock and said, "What's that?"
It's Christmas time, maybe.
Okay, so question: do you have a dash cam?
I do have a dash cam, but Uber never asks to look at anything when I offer the videos. I had someone say that I was driving under the influence, and I got suspended for 24 hours. I don't even drink.
Yeah.
So
they're looking for a free ride.
I said to Uber, can you tell me, because they said, what's your story? Those were the exact words. And I said, well, can you tell me roughly what time, day, anything? No, we can't due to the confidential of the ride. Well, how do I defend myself? At least give me a time, 9 to 11 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
But they never want to see the video. So the dash cam is really just for the police and my
It is, but you should always save it just in case.
Yeah, I do have a dash cam.
Okay. Man, that story you just said about that guy, I would have been freaked out. Oh man, I probably would have brake checked him if he didn't have a seatbelt on. I would have just like slammed on the brakes and have him go through the windshield.
Well, now I know somebody, maybe even you, I don't know. Somebody posted on the page that people who are that under, because all of a sudden, as we're driving, because he didn't get crazy till we got on the highway, but as we're driving, I realized, I think, drugs. It was more than alcohol. It was like drugs or something.
Yeah.
He got in the car and he said, I don't have any friends. And, he went on and on. But somebody said, if someone's that like out of it, they usually they're not even really paying attention to where you're going. And they said, go right to a public spot. So, once I realized it, but it was really hard when you're on the highway, and that's a dark highway.
And it's easy to say that when you're not in the situation, but hopefully you learn. You're like, drive down Ionia. Drive right down Ionia and tell them to get out of the car. I mean, in about 10 seconds, about 3 guys will probably walk over and pull his butt out for you.
If I had the wherewithal, even thought about it, I would have even pulled off at 28th Street, because by then I knew. Then I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah.
And I kept laughing. Oh, you have friends. Oh, you don't mean that. I was just being dumb, because you're just trying to keep it as light as you can.
Yep.
But it's a very terrifying. I get. She was obviously clearly shook. And,
yeah. That's. I mean, we always talk about being a woman driver. I mean, the things that you've said has never happened to me.
Yeah.
And I do not give off a flirtatious vibe one bit. I'll be like, how are you? You having a good night? And if they don't look like, oh, did something happen? Are you all right? Or I'll be like, as soon as they look at their phone, I'm done talking.
Yeah.
Then I don't try to have a conversation. But if I do, I try to make it all about them. I'm trying to, and if they want to talk, they can talk. And don't worry, I won't leave the car if you want to say something.
Right.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, that's crazy. I feel bad for Cindy. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Hopefully.
When did that happen?
Just recently,
Labor
last
Day
week.
weekend.
Yeah. So interesting. I'm not defending that guy by any means, but he did have an accent, and he felt very French,
Mediterranean.
Yeah, and I know they're super. Well, he shouldn't say he wants to F her. I mean, that's not
okay in any culture.
No, but the touching of the face, even though that's a little creepy. I don't know. I'm not defending him by any means.
No.
But he seemed like a Latin lover. You know what I mean? Like that, just that kind of that vibe that you get from Europeans.
Somebody asked on the Kalamazoo page, I think the owner of the Kalamazoo page asked, what does everybody do besides Uber? What did you do before you Ubered? And I was astounded at the professions.
Why?
Some of those people are incredibly educated and incredibly. My point is, I think some of these writers look at us like
we're dumb.
We're this
idiots.
Is all we can do, or we don't want to work a real job or whatever. When I'm doing it just because it fits my lifestyle and required.
It's the gig
work.
economy now. Ben and I talk about that all the time. I mean, it's great. I mean, if I could make more money, if we could, it doesn't quite fit what I need, I would love it because
there's people from absolutely every. In fact, more than not, there was people from incredibly high social economics. I was
status.
Just shocked.
Yeah,
when they put. In fact, somebody should ask that on the Grand Rapids page. That was just an amazing.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you from working in an office, dealing with, residents from property management. When I got out and I Ubered, I was free.
Yeah,
and it's hard to go back. Like at an interview
Tell
today.
them what office you worked for. Who?
No.
Yes, come on now.
Why?
She doesn't like to say it because it was famous, but.
What?
Never mind.
A realtor? A famous realtor?
We'll just skip that.
Yeah. Awkward.
Printer.
Printer.
You never told them then.
No.
Okay.
So anyway.
Yeah. No, I get it. The freedom of being like, I'm exhausted. But I kind of talk about Ben. Ben's in sales. He's he's not his own boss, but his income depends on how hard he works. And it's kind of like with Uber. So you got to kind of be somewhat of a self-starter, because if you're lazy, Uber's not going to work for you.
Because people get in the car. You probably like this because you can work whenever time you want. Well, kind of, but you do have to go to work.
Right. I mean, it's you're still putting in hours, but
you have to. You absolutely have to have some kind of self. Like I do have sort of a shift, and I try to reach that. Like I said, it sort of depends on the whole babysitting thing, but like I do have a shift, and I do try to squeeze a couple here, a couple extra.
Do you work off a goal every day? I know Cece works on. I don't know what her goal is, but she hits that goal and she goes home. Like, you know, even if it's short or.
We just go till we're tired.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what I do.
In the summer, it's just, in the summer, I'm trying to eat. I don't really shoot off a goal in the summer because I'll just get frustrated. But in the winter, you can hit that goal. It's all up to you.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
All right, next article up is about a driver that ended up shooting somebody. I'm sure you saw this too. Why am I loading this again? Gosh darn it.
I probably haven't seen any of these.
Okay. Well, that's good then.
Slammed on his brakes. At this point, the Uber driver gets out of the car and everything is caught on his dash cam.
Video from the dramatic Uber ride shows Jason Bowick fly around the...
Okay, let me give the background. Have you seen it? So the background is... This guy is crazy. He thinks his ex-girlfriend is in the Uber car as a passenger.
I've seen it.
So, but it's not. It's not his girlfriend. He mistakenly was creeping on her at the bar and thought she got in. So this guy's pissed. Okay, so that's the background of that there. Thanks for listening to the show, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Just wanted to throw this out here. We do have an offer for a free swag t-shirt from GR Rideshare Podcast or GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. We need you to go to iTunes, rate, subscribe, and review. If you do that, send us the correct information that you did that, and we will send you a free t-shirt. I will put a link to the t-shirt in the show notes. There is a cost to it, but your shirt will be free if you do review us on iTunes. I appreciate everyone, and thanks for listening. It's going to be a damn ad. Buffering. Gosh, why did I stop it? Sorry. So,
go ahead, tell a joke, Amy.
Come on. Failed to download. You got to be kidding me. Yeah, tell us where you worked. Who you worked for.
Go ahead, tell him.
If it starts playing, then you win. You don't have to. We're putting you on.
So shy about
You're putting it on the spot.
I'd be bragging.
Dang it! I want this video to play. It's good. Frickin' A. Get off the internet, Ben.
Work for Rick Springfield.
Who?
I was Jesse's girl.
No, you were Jesse's girl.
I don't know what's happening right now. I'm just the producer.
8675309.
Oh, you work for him?
No.
Oh. If this doesn't load, I'm going to be super pissed because it's a good.
It's okay. Sometimes
I know.
things
Viewers
happen.
that would like to watch the video with us. We'll work on that for future podcasts.
Well, they can. I don't know what they're going to do, but I don't know how to do that.
Deputies tell us the man chased down the Uber driver, sped around him, and slammed on his brakes. At this point, the Uber driver gets out of the car, and everything is caught on his dash cam.
Video from the dramatic Uber ride shows Jason Bowick fly around the car, slam on the brakes, and get out.
I say something? You want a pistol? You want me to shoot you? You know I've got a pistol. You want me to shoot you? He's holding a cell phone in his right hand, coming up from his waist.
The Uber driver, Robert Westlake, who just finished police academy, fired a shot and then tried to save Bowick, but he was gone.
That's how fast it happens. That's how quick you've got to decide whether you want to live or die as the victim.
I'm sick. Jason was a good person. He was such a good person, and he was just having a really hard time in his life.
His girlfriend tells us they had been fighting. Bowick thought he saw her leave the New Grove Lounge in Dundee and get in that Uber. Text messages show he told his girlfriend he was going to beat up the driver.
I don't blame the Uber driver. I mean, if anybody was in that situation, they would have done the same thing to protect themselves and their passengers. So
and it turns out she wasn't even in the car. The woman who was is distraught, caught in the middle of something so horrific.
I was just overwhelmed. It was scary. Well, I never saw anybody die before, so That was scary.
The sheriff says this is a classic stand your ground case and the Uber driver will not be charged. As for Bowick, we are told he did not have a gun on him. Deputies only found a cell phone and drug paraphernalia. In Polk County, Melissa Marino, News Channel 8.
So, I mean, obviously you can't carry as a driver, but he's going to lose his opportunity to be on the platform.
He did. We have Larry chiming in from Tampa, Florida, his market. So
this was in Tampa?
Yeah. Polk County is Tampa.
Okay.
Yep. So Larry said that the driver has been suspended by both Uber and Lyft.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the rules.
It sucks.
It is. Yeah.
But what if that guy had a gun?
Then guess what?
He said he had a gun.
He did. And if he did have a gun and that driver was not carrying, the driver would have been dead. So I'm sure he looks back and says, I'm cool. I mean, I made it. I'm living.
Yeah.
But
Uber who?
Yeah. I mean, obviously he just graduated from the police academy.
He has a future ahead of him.
So he has a future ahead of him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So It's
I have a problem though with Uber not supporting us. Same with when they suspended me, and I tried to defend myself, and I said, "Look, I have a video."
Yeah.
I said I have an FBI background check done on me. Check my background. You know, and it really bothers me that they don't back us.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean that the passenger can just take away your income just by saying, "Oh, they were drunk," and thank goodness it's only 24 hours. Can you imagine if it was like, oh,
no, I would have been devastated because I'm coming from a factory world where we worked 12-hour shifts 20 days in a row. I was a welder, and I tell you, I did this 30 years, and I don't ever want to go back to that, ever.
You were a welder for 20 years?
No
for
way.
30 years.
You know how to weld?
Yes.
That's impressive.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I did that raising 4 kids, and when my last one moved out, I didn't have to do that. We worked 84-hour weeks.
Yeah, that's
you had
crazy.
1 day off, and I drove everyone to work, so my days were really like 13 hours because everyone had DUIs. So, I'm out of that world, and I don't want to be back in it. For anything.
Yeah, I just don't know what Uber. I'm not defending Uber or Lyft by any means, but what are they supposed to do? I mean,
accept my video.
I agree. I mean, I agree.
Take the video.
Right.
But look at it in a like a corporate eye. Like they have so many drivers. They'd have to have just a specific rule that they follow for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you,
rule.
if they had taken my whatever income away completely, that is not the right way to handle it, and it has happened, I'm sure, to somebody.
Well,
what if two people had said that about me? Because I did get a warning. I did get a warning that if they got a future complaint, in other words, what if 2 people said it about me? Now they're going to take my no. Something is not being handled right with that. I don't care.
Well, here's my thought, and this is we talk about the gig economy. Diversify yourself. I do DoorDash. I do Grubhub. I do Uber. I do Lyft. So if Lyft kicks me off, I have Uber.
You done Instacart?
No.
I don't really know about it. I've been accepted.
Postmates is supposed to be coming here too, which is kind of like food / I take a package for you / pick up booze.
When you're done, I have a good.
I'm done. I'm just saying for you, don't put all your eggs in. I mean, you do the Amazon Flex and stuff.
But Uber's the one Uber and Lyft.
No, I get it, but you just gotta people that put like.
You're right.
What's crazy? You go to the airport, right? I run Uber and Lyft. I'll be 8th in the queue, and I'll get a ride at the airport right away because those guys aren't doing Lyft. For whatever reason, they didn't accept them, or they're putting all their eggs in Uber. But you get deactivated on Uber, what are you going to do? Especially those full-time guys.
No, I agree.
So, story.
Okay, this is about the dash cam. There is a site called Shop Your Way, and the ladies were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Polka told me about it. So I went and I signed up, and then you merge your Uber accounts to this. You know about it, right?
Yep, Ben and I are both doing it, yeah.
Okay, so now I'm at like a lot of points.
Right.
And then I looked at their dash cams. I'm like, this is a perfect way.
Right.
I have $102 for a gas for.
Yep, and you can buy those carts. She found carts. I thought that's brilliant. She found the delivery carts for
that fold up for
Amazon.
Oh, okay, nice.
If you could just not have to take money out of your own pocket to do your startup.
To do the stuff, yeah. And I thought that would be a great way if somebody wanted to, I need to purchase one, but I don't want to purchase one right now. I have other things.
Well, here's the thing, and the Vanture is $200. Sometimes you can get it on discount for $150. Sometimes even $130.
That was what kind of camera was that?
She had a
That was
Vanture.
great one.
That's
the
what
one
we
that
all
we have,
run.
yeah.
It's $200.
So, because mine, for some reason, you just can't seem to hear it as good, but you could hear.
Oh no,
that
that's for
beautifully.
$200. It is one of the best cameras on the market.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Well, even if you have to pay $100 for it and they have it on.
Well, here's the thing with you, or if you're looking for a budget camera, don't worry about the outside. Get one just for the inside. Who cares about the outside? So the Vanture is a dual one, so it goes outside and inside. But if you're looking to save money, spend as much as you can. But even if you have to turn that camera to the inside, even though if it's made just for the outside,
that's really what you
and
want.
you got to make sure it has the night vision, because if it doesn't, it's useless at night. Unless
I have
you
the Falcon
360.
Yeah, but I mean it's a couple years old. And
It is okay.
Every 6 months, everything gets better and better.
We've
right?
had the Falcon, and it's okay. It does its job. If you have something going on in the car, it will pick it up.
And I've told female riders who tell me they're creeped out, whatever, if they get feel like they're in a creepy. I said, even if I say turn on your recorder. I said, even if you can't.
You get the audio.
Get the picture, you get the audio. Because if he's harassing you, that's probably how he's harassing you. Because he's probably driving, so he's probably not doing anything else. But I just say for your own safety, if you ever feel like you're in trouble or whatever, I just wish that we could live feed it somewhere, so that if something were actually happening.
Well, the new app does have a 911 button. Not that it's hard to dial 911, but in the new app, you can just hit and it dials 911.
Okay,
in some states, I was reading today that, well, actually, I got an email from Uber because I haven't updated yet, that in some states, I'm sure there's rules with it, that Uber can give the location to the cops right away.
Oh.
So if you hit that 911 and it calls.
I have to find the 911. I just got it. So
yeah, I don't know where it is either. I haven't updated yet. I've heard a lot of issues and glitches with the app, so I'm waiting. I mean, I have an iPhone. It came out yesterday. I'm waiting on the update. I'm just letting it kind of work through its bugs. So
after waiting for so long,
I know.
Wait more.
Do you have an iPhone too?
No, I have Android.
Yeah,
I have mine.
So
Mine's
here's the funny part. So as soon as the new app comes out, right, not for iOS but for Android, I'm like, oh, I can't wait. So I'm checking my app store every day, and then I see all these things about all these bugs, and so I went in and turned off automatic updates because I didn't want it to update right away. So I'm usually the tech guy that updates right away, but when I see the feedback, I'm like, no thanks. But no,
if it's not busy, do you guys ever just go sit around and wait, or do you just go home?
For rides? Mm-hmm. Well, I only work the bar crowd, so I'm out there to work. I'm not going. I mean, there have been times it's been so dead. Gosh, what was it? Oh.
Or if you're tired.
If you're tired, yeah, and we'll talk about that later. The B93 birthday bash, it was such a flop. I got pissed and went home because I made $0 at that stupid thing.
Oh, I made a ton.
Did you? Not the beer fest.
No, birthday bash.
Birthday bash.
I didn't even know what was going on. Someone announced it on the page, and I headed there like 10 minutes to 10 at night.
I did not.
10 minutes to 11. I got like 6 rides, and I did very well.
Well, the highest surge I saw was like a 1.5 out of there.
Oh, no. Yeah. No. I did really well.
Well, thanks for sharing.
No, but I think I did well. I think I got there early. People were leaving a little early. You know, like I didn't come at the end, just at the end. I remember I didn't know where to go. I said, where do you go? And they're like, just go right
well,
off the
here's
exit.
the,
Right
that was
exit.
another thing. I did go in there for one and ended up canceling. It was an S show. It's not like Winter Beer Fest. They got it perfect. They're like, here's the lane, pick them up. You got dual lanes so you can just go out and drive out.
That's
or
a great drop off.
Oh, they did a great job. And you were supposed to follow up on that. I'm blaming Ben. I'm pointing him. We were in contact with somebody from B93 or iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
We both screwed it up.
iHeartMedia.
That we were going to try to work with them, and not that we're like the end all be all, but
I did call him and we talked prior to the event.
Yeah,
but
I did feel really lucky because I had people that said, "Meet me over here, meet me over there." All the time. But if somebody hadn't said that to you, I would have been. But I didn't even know. Like I've never gone to that park before, so like as soon as you're in a mess. But these people texted me right before and said, "Go to the McDonald's, go to the." So like,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, next up, a women's safety-based rideshare app is launching in Dallas-Fort Worth this fall. It's actually 5 different cities. I swear there was one in Michigan, but what do you guys think about that?
I heard really bad things about Zephyr. I heard that guy the creator got in some big trouble.
I don't know.
Like,
There's
it
been
was a
several
man.
startups and they've never worked.
No, it was a man who got he
In the
got
mic, hon.
arrested. He got arrested for something. He got arrested. No, I just read this.
I don't know. I'm just.
Fact check.
Yep. Come on, Benny.
Fact check 'em.
Fact check it. Fact check it.
Are you asking what we think about gender?
Yeah. Would you?
Women's rideshare service?
Yeah, would
It's a
you be
great idea? In fact, I think Uber is starting to. Maybe it's just me, but this weekend, my first 10 rides were all women.
Really?
She said, "What's going on? Is it?"
I think it's coincidence.
Yeah.
But about 6 months ago, we did talk about one that launched in Toronto, a women's only. I'm like, Uber is missing a niche. Why aren't they doing this?
Because it's been suggested by several of us during, when they ask us what we could improve. But now girls are onto it anyways. Girls just cancel till they get a girl. If that's what they really deeply want, if there's really afraid, they will do that.
I think Uber's worried about
the sex
discrimination.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I think.
They're worried about all those lawsuits.
And I think that's why several have tried to start and several have failed. They've haven't lost their money or their funding, but I have guarantee it has something to do with the
I think you're fine if you just start fresh and just do a woman's only, but now that as soon as that happens, a man's going to be like, file a lawsuit.
I tell the girls, hey, if you don't want a guy and it's really, because there's one girl that was just scared to death to ride with any guys because she had a really bad experience. And I just say, just cancel till you get a female. Just make sure you cancel in 2 minutes.
Right.
I say, here's my number.
No. 867-5309.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding. I really don't say that.
So interesting. Yeah, there's the app. I'd be curious where it's
Remember
at.
that one time we went down to try to get rides from the ballpark and there was that horrible accident and I'm like, don't come down here. Don't come down
here.
We
were locked. We were totally locked.
She's like, I'm already here. I'm like, where are you? She's I'm under the bridge. I'm like, I'm under the bridge. And I'm like, oh.
She was right behind me.
Was that the accident by the ballpark?
Yeah, it was
like a
so
week or two
terrible.
ago, and I just crossed the grass and got out of
She
there.
did. I'm like, I just want to cross and get out of here.
You drove in the grass?
Stuck. No, the median.
No way.
And this one girl behind me was like, look at that girl.
Hey,
look at that girl.
time out. We can own a franchise.
Gerbils.
We can own a franchise. Do you want to start it here?
Franchise. Maybe Richard Gere would want
Go
to.
Safer.
What are we going to name it?
Well, this is it. This is it. You buy into this Safer.
No, that's.
I don't even know what we're
gotta
talking
look
about.
him
We
up
will.
because
All you women drivers out there,
looking him up?
CC, Polka.
There's some. I wish I could remember what I read. I just read some real big scandal.
We'll look
with
it
that
up.
guy.
Yeah, we will look into that for our fact checks.
All right. Next up, Lyft is preparing for an IPO, and I think Uber is too. So I don't know.
What's IPO?
I don't know what
Uber get it already.
No.
What is it?
So I don't know what it stands for, but basically you're going public, so you'll
people
get
can buy
traded,
stock.
so people can buy stocks.
Initial public offering.
Thank you.
I should have saved that for fact check.
Yeah, that's all right. So it's not a huge story, but it's something that could change things because once you take the owners, I mean, they'll have some say in it, but all of a sudden you got people that have stockholders. They're like, no, we're not doing this. We're doing this. You know what I mean? They want to get their money back. So sometimes when you end up doing that, it can be bad for the driver and the customer. But
So there's something that was just posted 7 hours ago about it.
about what? The IPO?
The IPO, yeah.
All right. Okay. That's nothing major. I just
2019.
This one's funny. So this guy at this furniture place, I don't know if there's a video or not. I think that's just an ad. So Jerome's Furniture will send a lift to go pick you up to bring you to the furniture store so you can shop and then send you back home.
That's brilliant.
It is, but it isn't. If your customer base is people that don't own a car, I mean,
But people don't own cars for various reasons.
Right.
Like one said she found it would cost more just to maintain a car than to take Uber because she doesn't drive to so many places.
Yeah, but I guess this is in San Diego, Southern Cal, so there's probably less cars, so there's some money there. But I just thought it was kind of weird. And it's only a 6 mile radius.
I don't think it's weird when it's in California.
Nothing's weird in California. I just thought
Just with the traffic, I would be like, yes, somebody else can drive for me. I don't want to drive on the 504.
I mean, but it's only 5 miles. I mean, how many people can live in a 5-mile radius? I don't know. I think
California, they're stacked.
that's true. LA's got more people than the whole country of Australia. So no, I don't want to sign up for your newsletter. But I just think it's dumb. That's my opinion. Apparently, y'all think it's good.
I would.
I don't know. I just think what are you trying to? I don't know.
Hey, if someone's paying me,
you know what they're trying to do?
What?
Exactly what we're doing right now.
Talk about it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
good point.
It's a little teeny thing,
It's
and
marketing.
now we're talking about it in Michigan, and everyone else is going to go, ah.
Ooh, maybe I should do that.
Yeah,
someone's thinking about an app, and
yep.
Yeah.
So this last one is just a dumbass driver, but we won't go to that one. He just basically drove into the San Diego Bay.
Literally
into the bay. He's like, I don't know what happened. I just hit the gas. And of course he's in a Prius and jumps the curb. I'm like, could you be in something faster? Like you drove fast over a curb to get to
driving on the dock of the bay.
And is that from your 8675309? Yeah, there's this car.
That's our Circle K.
Oh, that's right. We put on a show at Circle K about 2 weeks ago.
We were waiting.
Can you please do it at least the Shell and not the Circle K so you don't get shot?
I know, but that's what was funny about it.
Because we don't ever stop at Circle K. We usually go to Shell.
I was going to say the Shell is the best.
We literally sat there for 30 minutes, 30.
With no pings, or were we offline?
No, there was no
offline.
No, there was no pings.
I
thought we weren't getting any.
Archie Bunker and Edith
from car to car
for 30 minutes.
And it was
from
so
car to
funny.
car.
We were in tears. So we had to go home because we didn't have any makeup on by the time we were done. But
oh, jeez.
So Oxford made the hit parade.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
She just died like a couple months ago, didn't she?
Stapleton.
we had a ball. We were just yelling from
The lady from
Stapleton, I think, was her
Mary?
last name.
Oh, okay.
No.
Jean?
Yeah.
That doesn't ring a bell.
I don't even know who that
All
is.
right.
Stapleton is Edith Bunker.
All right, we got to get going. We're 61 minutes in. You guys are talking too much, which I like. You're great.
We have a lot of interaction
I'm making
going
my
on.
ears
Oh,
bleed.
You are?
You are.
I'm making your ears bleed?
Yeah,
You're so loud.
I am loud. I'm sorry. I'll turn me down a little bit. Okay, tip time. Nick wrote this. If you're tired, do not drive. We've all been to that point where it's like, you're... And I took a ride about 2 months ago at 11:30 to Traverse City, and that was a terrible mistake because at 1:30 I'm up there, or 2, right about bar close, and my wife was gone, and I had the dog here, and I would have crashed up there, but I had to get home, and it was not good. That was dumb. But if you're tired, do not drive. You're putting yourself at risk as well as other drivers. It will negatively shut up. Impact your fast decisions making skills. Oh, Nick, I should have proofread this. Some red flags: you're driving drowsy, are trouble focusing, heavy eyelids, head bobbing, trouble remembering the last stretch of road you were on, also drifting from your lane. Some studies have been done on tired driving. If you're awake for 18 hours straight and decide to drive, it makes you drive like you have a 0.5 blood alcohol level.
That's true.
Wow.
That's true.
Driving tired is worse than driving drunk.
No, I'm done. When I start I'm done.
Keep in mind that anything over an
no
08 is
problem
considered
stopping.
drunk driving. If you're awake for 24 hours straight, you drive like you have a 0.10 blood alcohol level.
Wow.
Tired driving and drunk driving are essentially the same. Take a break when needed.
Right.
And then there's a link here that we'll post in the show notes about driving drunk and driving tired. What do you guys do if I actually eat something?
I quit.
We were just talking about this. If I eat sugar, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like
Not
about
sugar, but
20 minutes later, if I go get a candy bar,
I just snorted.
I just flat out. Me too.
Yeah, I did. I thought you were going to be the first one, and it was me. Oh, boy. It's gone down to pot now. No.
What?
No, not that. It's done. It's in the pot.
Who told you?
Oh, yeah, we already talked about that.
We're just joking.
This one lady was so cute on our little page this morning. She's like, "Oh my God, my car smells like pot."
Oh, I saw that.
And I'm like, "Oh, the poor thing." And I'm
It
like,
goes away.
It goes away. Pot goes away. Cigarettes, not so much.
It does
Like
if
that
they,
one guy said.
It does if you don't smoke in your car. All I do is the second someone gets out, I roll all the windows down, and for 5 minutes I drive with the windows down, and then I roll them back up, and I don't ever have a problem. I don't smell it. I don't ever spray any. I mean, I have a small little air freshener.
What is Ozium? I hear people.
That really does it. So does Febreze. So does that really does it. So does Febreze odor eater. I'm going to tell you right now, I am a smoker. Not proud of it. I am though, and I smoke in my car, hanging out my window, and
Can I get some video of that, please?
I have a 4.94.
Wow.
I do have Febreze. I have that odor eating one, and I use it. And I also use cherry scent bomb, which truckers use, and this stuff will take over your car.
It does. Her car does not smell like cigarettes.
Not one drop. And I try not. I don't sit there and smoke I try not to.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not trying to smoke. I probably have one every 2.5 hours. If I'm out for 5 hours, that's 2 cigarettes. You know what I mean? I try not to.
I knew you were a smoker. I could smell it when you came in.
Yeah. And well, thank you.
I'm just saying, like, a non-smoker can smell it a mile away. So
I don't smoke.
Well, it was one of you
No,
two.
but it's me. I
quit.
I vape too, and that usually smells beautiful. It smells like a fruit or Skittles or whatever. And everybody will say, "What are you doing in your car?" And I'll be like, "What did you smell? What did you do before you got in my car?"
So I have a question. Since you're a smoker and a quote unquote vapor, do you let people do that in your car?
I do let people vape because vaping doesn't smell like smoke, and I'm annoyed that people rate people badly for smoking outside before they get in their car because that is not right.
It doesn't bother me. It's not my favorite thing when they take a big rip.
It bothers me.
I don't
It's
rate
not
them
illegal.
less.
Not you, but I mean, some people do.
Yeah.
They say they give a 1 if someone said, "What do you give a 1 for?" And a couple months ago, someone wrote that, and several people said that they do if someone has a cigarette before they get in their car. It's not illegal. And if I don't like somebody, and there are people I don't like, it doesn't matter. They don't deserve.
Absolutely,
I give them a 5-star, whether I like them or
you
not.
have
whether
to
I
be
agree with their
professional and not emotional.
politics or not. Yeah. I've even given 5 stars to people I downright didn't like.
I didn't like
what they were doing, even whatever. And
I've given 5 stars to all my pukers because they got their head in the bag. I didn't have to do anything. I just had a puker. I don't know. I told you, like the last time I drove Saturday or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
She just put her little head down there, and I gave her.
Well, as long as she pukes in the bag.
Well, what do you do if you have a group of people and you know that ride is not under that person's name?
I don't care. Get better friends.
I don't care.
I mean, get better friends. They're not going to learn their lesson if you don't rate them.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Ride. If it's Joe's ride,
I've
and
never
Joe's
charged
behaving,
anyone for it.
But his a girl in the car, his friend puked. Would you?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to clean it up, then they can work it. Them know the money, I don't.
They got to figure. No, but I mean star wise.
Oh, I don't know. It's never happened.
Have you rated anybody bad because of what they've said?
No, never. But I tell you, if I don't want someone back again, someone said if they're 3 or lower, that's
only
Lyft,
for Lyft.
right? That's Lyft. Okay. Do they have any policy for Uber?
I
have called.
You have to
2
email.
times.
If you email them and say this rider made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I have emailed.
Or called or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure they won't
And
pair
I've
you.
warned people on the page if they had a unique enough name, like Evelyn and Walker. Bad news. Really bad news.
Evelyn Walker, forget it.
And there's an
She's
Oliver
trouble.
on Watson. Trouble. Sal, he'll harass you a bit, but I don't know. you can earn a little extra money.
Did she just go Jersey? Because that's what it kind of sounded like.
I think
She's
she
a
might have
welder
done
from
that.
Jersey.
Yeah, I rate people if they're racist. And this is just my thing.
I don't, because they're allowed to be. I don't agree with it. It's not right morally. It's whatever, but you can say whatever you want.
That's true,
really
but
can't.
I don't have to like it.
No, but you don't have to like it, but...
Don't what?
Ooh, I said it. I went there.
Wow,
Amy's banned
you
from the
said
podcast.
it, you did.
No, all I'm saying is I get what you're saying, and I don't know. I just don't have.
I picked up.
I don't have those kind of rides.
I don't say anything to them. I just like whatever.
Well,
dude.
maybe if you did, maybe if you said, I have said, would you say this in front of your mama? I know you wouldn't say this in front of your mama. And
The
then
sad
they
part
tone
is
it down.
they probably would.
No, but a lot of times they do tone it down, or the one in charge of the ride paying for it will say, "Hey guys, this is my ride."
Yeah.
But I picked up a guy doing something very much that I don't agree with, and I'm sure he was. It was a booty call, and he had a silver trench coat down to here, a hot pink wig, African American guy with silver lipstick, and he was the politest guy. He tipped me and everything. I don't agree with what he's doing. Do I care?
Oh,
I
that
want my ride.
No, that doesn't bother me.
What do you mean? That doesn't bother you, but I'm just saying different things bother different people. It doesn't matter.
Well, racism isn't good regardless. If you want to be
racism is hideous, but like.
But my point is, if you want to be a gay man, that's not hurting anybody. But when you're racist, you hurt people.
I wasn't talking about the gay part. I was talking about making money. He should be doing it for free.
Well, clearly that guy was gay. You're talking about with the silver lipstick in.
No, but I don't know if he was gay.
Moving on.
Transvestite.
I had a guy who was getting.
That's not the point. The point is he was making money.
All right.
Money.
All right.
Ooh,
I had this guy, and he said, "Talk to this girl. She wants to talk to you." And I said, "Okay, hello." And she says, "He wants to have a booty call. And just by the way that you've seen him, is he okay? Do you think I'll be okay?" And I'm like,
I would be like, no.
I don't know. Hold on a second.
So would you give them
And
a
I
one?
looked at him. I said, "I know where you live, and if you do anything to this girl, I will come back and get you." He's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're good."
Oh my god.
Would you give that person a one?
No, I would have never took the phone.
No,
But
it was all in fun and stuff, but yeah. So
anyway, back to that. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
It just bothers me. So
No.
all right, questions for our Facebook group. This one was from, is it Bryden?
Brian Solars.
Bryson?
Yeah,
Bryden.
Bryden.
Interesting.
So is the waiting spot still at Wendy's? So the new app, in short, yes, the new app, it shows it at the airport, but the queue is still at Wendy's.
That is supposed to be moving.
Yeah, we looked.
I don't know
we
when.
fact checked that, but we couldn't find anything.
why
on it.
can't you go to Arby's? Arby's is huge.
Arby's is
Why are we moving?
far away from
It's
the
still in the
airport.
queue.
No, it's
Really?
not.
Yes, it is. It
Fact
absolutely
check.
is.
Well, you can fact
No,
check
it
it.
lives
You're
right
not
by
going to
the
find
I
anything.
live by the airport. I know it is. I've sit there.
You've sit in the Arby's and you're in the queue.
Yeah.
Why would you want to sit there though? It's
Because
like
she's not at Wendy's listening to the whole gossip group.
Well, I don't hang out. I mean, I go there, but I hide. So
Yeah.
I hide behind the bushes.
I don't like the whole gathering thing.
So yeah, I don't either. Well, I met a lot of people.
I don't mind
from
the
there.
gathering thing, I guess. Just don't talk stupid.
Oh no, she does. I was there one night and I messaged her.
does.
Yeah,
She
there's a
doesn't
bunch
like
of guys around her. I'm like, oh, he wants to date you. I don't even know. I don't.
She said, I'm already busy with my riders.
All right, let's get to the next one.
36509.
So Justin, someone that okay. God, you
We're wrecking his whole little
No, you're not. I'm just trying to get through
Let's
it.
break it up.
Would you hurry up? I have things to do.
I need to go pick up some riders.
All right.
Stop talking then.
So Justin, this isn't really a question. Someone had asked, well, give me some tips for a new driver, and Justin's like, no passenger allowed. And then this conversation with Dwight, I don't know if you guys read it, but rode along with someone else to get the ropes, heard nothing negative from Uber. However, when I took a prospective driver along with me, I got a nasty gram from Uber about it threatening to deactivate me. They said it's not safe to have anyone in my car.
Yeah.
So then basically they go back and forth. They're like, about Uber Pool. And Justin's like, hey, those passengers have their credit cards on file. Uber knows about them. The person you have in your front seat, they don't know anything about.
Who are
and
they?
And the guy's like, well, they're not background checked as passengers. I'm like, I know, but their credit cards are on file.
Right? That's all Uber cares
I mean,
about.
if you get an XL, I can see that. Okay, one person's card is on file, but they just went back and forth about, oh, you can have a passenger, blah, blah, blah. And it was just ridiculous. You can't have anyone in the car, period. Did you do it before?
No.
You were bobbing your head.
I've never brought
I totally
anyone-
have.
I didn't even
Have
know
you?
what I was doing the first time, remember?
You brought
But
your
I
mom,
brought my
didn't you?
I brought my
house.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had,
6 rides, whatever.
my wife and I went out once, and we had a van pull up that wasn't the right van, and there were 2 people in the car. We're like, cancel. But so I know it does happen, and I get it.
We had so much fun.
I'm sure you did.
Were you scared
Because it
when
was
you
those
started?
strippers that came
Were you
into town.
scared ever? Were you scared when you started? The very first couple times you did it, were you scared?
Oh my gosh, thank goodness it was a girl because I didn't even want to Uber. I just wanted to see how easy it was to become a driver because my son always used it. So I just kept it right there. It was a Friday night and I was like, offline, online. And I'm like, no,
Online?
not doing it. Okay, I'm doing it once. And then I did it and I'm like, what's the name? I'm like, girl, yes. So I went and got her and she was really cool. And
I can do this.
Do this. It was
Empowering moment.
All right, next up question. What would you do? I had a ride with 2 stops. The first stop is in the bank. The second stop is the drop-off. During the first stop, PAX is in the bank for 10 minutes. I get a 45-minute request ride with a 1.2 Surge XL ride. Option 1, wait for PAX and hope the XL doesn't cancel. Option 2, end the ride and go pick up the XL.
Call him.
Remember, I've been already waiting for 10 minutes at the bank during stop 1. What would you do?
Call him.
Call who?
I would call the...
You cannot call the XL.
Right.
You're already on a ride.
I have a... Yes, you can.
Mm-mm.
You can't.
He's already locked in. So what he did is he got another ride.
You can text them. You can text the next one. I have
The next
done it.
rider?
I don't know
Oh,
if
can you?
call it.
Yes.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you can.
Say, hey, yeah, that's right.
But isn't it? Are we not required? We are not required to wait more than 3 minutes. Isn't that correct?
I think
I'm not saying I would take.
I don't
off,
think
but I'm
there's
just saying.
any requirement.
No, I think some. Check that. Dad, check that. Because I
Yes.
swear
Look at
someone
she
posted
was on
that.
you before you were on you.
Because I have had people do 5 stops, and I think they're only allowed 3. I think they're only allowed 3
Chop,
stops,
Ben.
3 minutes each. But I'm not.
Yeah,
positive.
I don't know if there's an exact wait time, but I only wait 5 minutes.
But I will tell you that something that has really helped me is when I get, especially if I get a really good surge charge or surge whatever, the minute I drop off you,
Yeah.
I text that person and say on my way, because sometimes they don't know what's
Right.
going on.
They don't understand.
And that has stopped. That has made all the difference in the world. Just say, all I write is on my way. And then I start going, or I'll even write, I'm away 5 minutes, whatever that app says, whatever.
Right.
But I would definitely text them.
So the question is, but the option 1 is cancel, go to the next one, or just wait it out.
I would totally bribe them and say, hey, look, I'm just dropping off somebody, have to get gas and make something up.
Yeah.
I'll pick you up a lottery ticket on the way. I'll be right there.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Really?
And okay.
Yeah.
They shut up. Because it's money.
Because a 1.2 surge may not be much if it was 5 miles, but it's a lot when it's
Yeah, and it's an
45,
XL.
and it's an XL. Yeah.
See, I've started, so when, at least on the iOS app, when a new one comes in, it doesn't tell you what it is. You actually have to go into the app and see it. So it'll say, on my screen, it'll roll over, like I'm on a ride, and you just tap it, but you don't know if it's an XL, if it's 45-minute. But if you go into the app, it'll show you, and that's probably what he did.
I have a question. Can you tell on Lyft? Because I can't ever seem to tell. All I can seem to tell is if it's a plus, if it's something they queued up. I don't know where you tell.
You can't. And you know what? I get a terrible cancel rate with Lyft because please don't put somebody in there if I can't tell.
Like them
I don't like it either.
So I try. I'm getting better. I always shut the app off, but I mean.
Last ride?
Yeah, but
That's,
like 3
you
minutes,
forget.
2 minutes before. I'm getting better.
All
but
right.
like 2 minutes before I drop off somebody on on Lyft, I will turn my Uber app when I'm really when I'm half a mile away.
I do that too. Yeah, you're a smart driver. I do this. I do the same thing. I turn it on. Just hey, might as well try to get a ride. You know.
And one other thing that happens sometimes when they both go off, and you get them both, and you don't mean to, because they stick sometimes.
Yeah.
They get stuck. The Uber one gets stuck. It'll make a really weird sound, and all of a sudden you don't even know you're driving to your Uber thing, and all of a sudden the Lyft map pops up, and you're like, oh my god, I accepted both. I didn't mean to do that.
So
Cancel.
if you already have a data plan, which you do for your phone, you can get a tablet, and it costs $10 a month, and you could run both at the same time.
Yeah, I did talk to Gabe. Gabe Spalding does that, and
it's super nice. I mean, I only use that tablet just for rideshare driving,
right,
or if my kid wants.
The phone I only use for rideshare driving, just because I felt like all my pictures and stuff were just lagging my phone down.
Yeah,
I wasn't
really,
sure. I'm not an IT person, but
so
it
you
just
have
felt
another
like
phone, like a personal phone?
Yep, and I found that, and I love iPhone. iPhone I love, but iPhone doesn't work as well for me. Ubering, and I've had 3 different iPhones, and I find I pick up better with Android.
Yeah. So the dual thing it's worth it if you already
That's
have
just me, but I do love iPhone.
Thank you.
Android.
I do. Yeah, he's Android.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm
I do.
iPhone.
I can't break out of iPhone. So.
But yeah, if you only use a tablet, it's not going to use much data, and it's $10 a month. So it's kind of it's just
any tablet.
Yeah, I use it. I bought
Just
it.
turn the hotspot on and
I
put the
didn't.
Wi-Fi on.
I did not. I had connection issues with that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have it. It didn't go over fast enough, so it's got its own data plan.
Sure.
Through who?
For
Verizon.
And you through?
I have Verizon.
I have
This tablet
Sprint.
has data.
So I have problems. I can't get a ride for anything on Leonard, and I can't.
In Easttown, I heard, is pretty bad too.
Easttown's horrible.
So
on that
this
corner.
other question is about Lyft, about connection issues. He's having connection issues very bad on Friday, Saturday night. I don't know if this is a Lyft thing or there's a glitch going on, or he's using Sprint. I don't know. But
What kind of phone does he have? I've had 3 different iPhones that I've used, and I found when I got downtown is when, especially if there's a big event going on, I had trouble. Do you have trouble with your iPhone when there's a big event?
I've Ubered in University of Michigan game, and that's the only time it shut down. And because when I got close to the stadium, it would just lock up because there was so much cell traffic. I went home.
And you do have Verizon, so that must be good too for you.
Verizon's great. I mean, it's worth it. I lied. This isn't the question I want to. This isn't okay. So let me go back to this, and we're almost done. Consistent issue with Lyft. It's very bad on Friday and Saturday during prime time, but it happens all week. I keep getting rides that are like 20-minute drives to where the person is, and I take them 5 minutes away from where they are and then have to drive 20 minutes back into town. As an example, I was downtown last night and got a ping to go to Allendale. I picked up the girl on 48th and took her less than 3 minutes away. It's to the point where on Fridays and Saturdays during prime time, I don't even turn Lyft on because all I get is these kind of rides. While downtown is overflowing with other Lyft drivers, is this because everyone else is skipping the runs, or they are really that many of them and nobody else is closer? Because everyone's skipping him. He's obviously a newer driver for Lyft.
Nobody would drive 20 minutes.
No, they do, though.
What?
Clearly he does.
Well, a new person, but an experienced person.
Right.
When I did get one XL ride on the Hall & Oates night, XL, not XL, whatever. Yeah, XL was plus at the time.
Yeah.
Lyft. And I accepted it, and it was in Zealand, and I was astounded, and I was on 28th Street and 131, and I could not believe there was a pickup out there, and I wasn't going to do it. I'm like, I must be crazy. The concert's going to get out in an hour. They could be going the other direction.
So you got a wild hair.
But I did do it. And it was a whole car, little old lady and a guy, a little old couple with a whole car of they were from Vietnam or Taiwan, all these kids. And their car broke down on the highway. So that's what made me go to them. Because I said, where are you? Because there was no address. It just looked like the highway. And that's where they were, the highway.
Wow.
So I went all the way out there. And it was about 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And by grace of God, because I needed some money, they came right back to Ada. And gave me a $40 cash tip, and it was a $47 ride.
Nice.
And in the morning, the husband gave me a $10 tip, and the Hall & Oates concert was just getting done as I dropped them off. So I came back and I got a 2-point-something search.
That
But
is awesome.
every once in a while, stars
that
line
is
up, and you're
awesome.
like, "Oh my God, this all worked out."
But then you want the stars to line up more, and you're like,
Well,
get
here's the thing. For
frustrated when
everyone
they
that
don't.
lines up, 99 of them go to pot.
Yeah.
Not 99, but there is there
All
are
right,
nights.
98.
There are nights where you're just, no matter what, you cannot seem to position yourself in the right spot. You're always in the
I
wrong
know.
spot, no
Right.
matter what you do. There are
And
nights.
even when you're in the right spot, you don't get it.
Yeah, that's a good story. Yeah, I don't take anything more than 8 minutes away, unless it's a surge.
8 minutes.
Same. I'm the same.
I'll flirt with, just if the last podcast, I got burned on one. I was going to Lyft, or going to the airport on a Lyft, and I kept Uber on. So I got an XL Select 1.5, but it was 15 minutes away. I'm like, nope, I'm sticking to the airport. And Justin, who we've seen on that group talk before, he got it and he ended up getting a $100 tip from it was a bride and groom he was picking up. So you just never
that's
know.
what I tell her too. I say, look, sometimes Amy, because she'll be like, I'm going to wait for it to go up to 2.2. First of all, there's no guarantee you're going to get that 2.2.
True.
Second of all, the 1.7 might be going all the way out to Jenison, and the 2.2 might be going a mile.
Yeah.
You never can
know.
really, you just
It's
don't.
rolling the dice.
I'm a risk taker.
Well, Nick's the same way. He'll hold out till it builds, but then sometimes you forget. Sometimes you lose
I know.
out, and you're I got
And if you're waiting at 20 to 2, you're waiting for that surge to happen. You could get a ride or two in, because so many people downtown are only going a couple miles.
Yeah.
But it really sucks though if you get that person going to Ada and they at 20 to 2 and they
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what though? I remember when I first started out, I've been doing it for 2 years, and I used to take so many long rides to Rockford and see. I don't get those anymore. Every freaking surge ride I get is 2 miles down the road. Very rarely will I get a long one, which I used to get a long one all the time.
See, I like the concerts with the not necessarily Shania Twain, but like
The country concerts.
Well, not necessarily country popular from the 80s, like my age group,
Right.
because they're established. They live in a house. They're out of the city.
That's
they're in
true.
their house, and they're gonna. That's
a
gonna
good
be a
point.
long distance
I never
concert.
thought about that.
Good feedback.
So, all right, I think we're good. Though we went for about 85 minutes, so
I have to say something
Yes.
really quick.
Yeah.
If there are any riders that listen to this podcast,
I'm
which
not
maybe,
sure. I hope so.
I have come up with a great idea.
Okay.
So stay tuned. I can't tell you now.
All right.
Because someone's going to snap my idea.
Okay.
But it's going to be fun.
All
It's
right.
going to be a fun thing.
And we do have some fun stuff coming up. We actually have someone from Grand Rap, or what is it, Ben?
Experience GR.
Experience GR coming on, 2 people. And so through that organization, you can become an ambassador, and they're going to put a class on for like $15. You pay it, you become a city ambassador. It's kind of cool. So that's coming out soon.
What do you
And
have to do to qualify for that?
you just have to take a course.
Yeah.
It's $15. Usually it's $35.
But what does that get you in the end?
Well, how many ambassadors are there going to be?
Oh boy, here we go.
Save it for.
I think as many
Because
as
there should only be one.
See, this is the excitement I want because that's something you'd probably do,
You
right?
could be the king ambassador. I mean, you're the one that worked for. So, like,
You know what? I couldn't because I am not like other Uber drivers.
No.
Who are like the rules and rules and rules
No,
and don't
no, I'm not
accept
either.
this. I'm not like.
Well, it has nothing to do with Uber. So this is a city of Grand Rapids thing. So,
what do they do to? What do you do to qualify?
you'll
Take the class.
Hey, stay tuned.
Yeah.
What if I
You'll
fail?
find out.
Can I
You
take
won't.
it again?
You
be
won't.
continued.
And the other thing
That's all scary. These cliffhangers.
we're gonna have an insurance guy on to talk about actual rideshare insurance and explain
What's covered and
what's not, because people understand it but they don't.
No,
And
they don't. I
yeah.
don't even understand. It's complicated.
It's very complicated. So stay tuned for that too. All right,
Rock and roll.
you're gonna.
Oh, and I just want to lastly say, it's kind of important for at least us female. Amy and I met on that page. We really clicked on that page.
The main page or the female page?
The main page.
The main. Okay.
Yeah, we totally clicked, and I like it because we check in on each other. Where are we at? What do we do?
Use the buddy system.
Yeah, it works for us. And
That's super important
Yeah,
to have
it really
a partner.
is.
And Ben and there's about 12 of us in a group, and we're always just chattering.
Why aren't
so
we in that group? No girls allowed.
Oh,
Nope.
Cece's in there.
Racist.
there's a couple girls in there. No, just Cece.
I'm just kidding you, but it is nice to be able to go out and have fun. Oh, did you do this?
Yeah.
just to be able to
and
talk
we
to
help
somebody.
each other to come on over here right now because it's
Well-
really
Yeah.
good. I mean, I wouldn't do that with everybody, obviously, because we're all competing, but we do help each other.
But with 12 people in the group, there's usually someone not driving. What's really nice is they say, hey, Lyft is prime time and you should cancel. Like, that's what we kind of do when it's
Yeah,
really
same
busy.
with us.
You kind of team up and you're like, hey, man, you might not want to wait on that ride. Uber is climbing and climbing and climbing. So they're, all right, I'm canceling it and going to Uber. So that's kind of what we do. But it's important
we
for
do that.
female drivers, to make sure they do have a buddy.
And you can always, we have to do this too, is put each other on our.
Finish your thought.
It's my uncle. Hi, Uncle Tim. I love you. Anyway, to put so you can follow me or that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
follow
ride
your
share
location.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be important for us, I think, to do that.
Yeah, I would do it every day. In fact, I might just start doing it now.
It's good practice.
Yeah, I've never done it, but
I did it when I went out to Fenville.
yeah.
You never know,
Were you scared?
Well,
I was.
there's a
Little
video
bit.
on that. It's a long story.
Yeah.
But, all right, we're gonna wrap it up. Ben, you want to kill us on the live
yeah.
stream over there? It's kind of the same thing how you do
right.
with broadcast. You go back up there and
Broadcast.
uncheck.
You get to
so-
hear the music.
Unchecked.
Ride share. 97X ride share.
Ride share.
The future of podcast.
Did you do YouTube too or not?
I did.
Okay.
We even have people chatting on YouTube.
Okay. Did you? Are they both disconnected?
Yep.
You sure?
No haters.
Because
Yeah, no
we
haters.
don't want to swear.
Every time I look at Ben, I think, Ben, the two of us need look no more.
Every time I see Ben, I think 8, 6, 7.
Why?
Just kidding.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Hey guys, thanks for listening to the show. We would really love if you could review us on iTunes. It would really help us boost our rankings in the search area. The things that we need you to do is we need you to subscribe. we need you to leave a star review and a text review. If you do all 3 of those things, that would be awesome, and it would really help us out. Thanks.